Hello, welcome to In the Studio. My name is Donny Carr. This is episode number 48. Today I have a few automation tips I want to share that can really help speed up the workflow process. Just some handy things to know to speed things along. So I have a simple drum loop here and a little synth stab we'll be using as our examples. So I'm going to play this back really quick and then we'll get right to it. So I don't know if you noticed there, but the last two little clips of the synth stab, that little double hit, were the filter was open, the same amount, almost fully open, but the automation clip for this cutoff filter here is different. So what I want to show you is how to fine tune within your automation clips that sweet spot, so to create, in essence, minimum and maximum values. So it's really easy to do. So first, let's go ahead and set the maximum point for our filter with the automation clip. So let's double click on this little bar up top to bring that up. We'll be working with the maximum and minimum values here. So I'm just going to set it to fully open, and then we'll play with the maximum parameter here until we've hit, the sweet spot. This is where we want the filter to be at its maximum point, or the more open. So. So I think it sounds at its best around 60%. Sounds, that's the most open I want that filter to be. So we're gonna set our maximum value to 60 here. Now let's do the same thing for the minimum value. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just loop this first bar here for a second, and let's bring this back up. That's really quiet. So maybe I want that filter to be slightly more open. Yeah, around there, around 10%. So that way we know we've kind of set our sweet spot within the automation. So now I know when I pull this all the way up that's the maximum that we want this sound to be with the cutoff filter. The most open we want that filter to be, and same goes for the minimum value. And that way we don't have to kind of go in here and draw finicky, like, okay, it sounds best at 60%, and just go through the track like that. It could be really like time consuming, but this way we know, boom, we want this filter at its maximum point right here. We pulled up all the way up to the top. We know that's, the sweet spot already set up with the automation clips. So I think that's something useful to know for sure. Can really save you a lot of time in the arrangement process. And another thing that can save you a lot of time, so say for instance we're deep within our arrangement, and we have just this filters moving up and down with the track like this, and it's just moving in and out, lots of different nodes here going on, and maybe we want to add another layer to this synth stab that's an octave lower because it needs a little bit more weight in the mix, so something to give it a little bit more body. So we want to add a layer an octave down that has the same filter curve here with the automation, and instead of just drawing that in manually and copying these all by hand, we can just copy this whole state here, this whole automation state, and then copy that down, and that'll save you a lot of time. So I'll show you how to do that really quick. So let's just create a new massive. So we're going to go ahead and clone this, and we're going to copy the MIDI here, and we're going to pull it in. So Control C as it's selected, and Control V right here to copy it. And we're going to pull up the second massive here, and we're going to put this down an octave. So Control and your arrow key down to put that down an octave. And then, so what we need to do is create the MIDI clip first for the second instance of massive. So we'll do the same thing here. I'll show you how to, if you don't know how to automate parameters on a third-party synth or effect, it's really easy to do. We just go down to this drop-down menu here. There's a few ways to access this, but this is the way I like to do it. Just the way I do it. So go browse parameters, and whatever knob you tweak here, it's going to kind of pop up like that. So if we want to do the pan, it would go to the pan and kind of be highlighted. But we're going to do the cutoff in this case. So let's right click on the cutoff. We go create automation clip. So there it is. And what we want to do is copy this state here on this automation clip. So we're going to pull the channel settings by clicking on the automation little icon on the left here. Boom. We're going to go to the drop down, articulator, copy state. Now we're going to access the same thing with the second cutoff in the second instance of massive. So let's pull the channel settings, go to the drop down, articulator, paste the state. Now we have a copy of the exact copy of that, filter movement, and we didn't have to go in and do it manually by hand, and that could save you a lot of time. And things like this, to have to do that manually would just like take your focus away from the creative process. It would take your focus away from making music. It just a big fat waste of time. So things that can really speed up the workflow process are very beneficial to have in your toolbox. So I hope that was helpful for you. That's the video for today. Pretty short and sweet. Leave me a comment, leave me a question, and I'll see you really soon. Take care. Bye-bye.